Obviously, it changed almost immediately, but what changed about it?
I'm not quite sure when he went down, but we felt
it happened right after.
It was great. I mean, we'll take any run that we can go on. But our guys, again, no matter who was on the floor, we had a game plan going in that we felt was pretty good. And, in the first half, we didn't quite execute it offensively. We were a little stagnant. There was no pace to our game. I mean, everything was walking it up. Our wings weren't running and filling the corners to create great spacing and early offense. We weren't getting our quick drags or our quick pinaways. And this allowed them to control the tempo. And when they're playing comfortable, or anybody is playing comfortable against us, we have a hard time. So, you don't want to see injuries for anybody. But, I mean, that's part of the game. And I know you can't compare Kawhi to Andre, but the same thing for us. Andre's a big part of what we do, especially when we go small. And I just felt he was hobbled, so I kept him on the bench. And, they got a deep team. They got a deep bench. You saw it against Houston. So our guys, give them credit, they just kept fighting.
Mike, Ron Krychek from the Chronicle. Even when you guys were struggling, it seemed like Kevin was very determined to snap you out of your funk. He was the one guy going to the hoop a lot and creating offense. How much did he personally sort of lift you guys out of that?
34 points wise, so that was terrific on his part. But like you said, the thing that we like more than anything else is KD's ability to attack the rim, not just in the half court, but obviously in transition. He got out, he filled the wing. He didn't settle for a jumper all the time. He saw who he had in front of him, who was at the rim, and he looked to attack, and we need that from him. He's the one guy that we really feel helps us get to the bonus early. And, it was just evident with him having 12 free throw attempts. So the more aggressive he is, the better we are.
Coach Brown, Tony Harvey, Sacramento Observer. In that first half, with those turnovers that the Warriors had, I think 7 of them were steals, and probably the other 3, there were some passes where, they just went out of bounds. The player wasn't there. Was that what you mean by paying attention to details and, to get them to focus a little bit more? Because the Warriors were a little bit sharper in the second half.
Well, I thought our turnovers in the first half were more about just our poise or kind of our lack of poise at the time. We were kind of in a little bit of a rush to start the game. And that made some passes, in my opinion, go here or there, which created turnovers and allowed them to run out and break on us and or control the tempo. So when I'm talking about, paying attention to the details, for the most part, is defensively. What our game plan is. Are we locked into what we're supposed to be doing defensively? And in that first half, we made a lot of mistakes that we normally don't make versus any team. And so we have to be better with those little details, boxing out, not leaving strong side shooters, things like that. We have to be better with those things going forward against a very good Spurs team.
Carl Stewart, Bay Area News Group. Zaza played the entire third quarter, and I'm not sure that happened all year. Why was he so vital to what you were doing in that quarter? And in the fourth quarter, similarly with Sean, who played, I think, almost the entire fourth quarter.
Yeah, we don't normally run those two guys as long as we did tonight or today. I just thought Zaza's energy, his toughness, again, you're not stopping a guy like LaMarcus Aldridge, but I thought he did about as good a job on him as anybody for us up to that point. And he was doing a lot of little things for us offensively and defensively, coming up with loose balls, a block or a chain shot here and there, finishing a layup at the rim, coming up with an offensive rebound. And so I thought his energy, his toughness, his ability to pay attention to the details, he was one of the guys that did in the second half especially, was huge for us. And then same with Sean. Sean, his length out on the floor defensively was good for us. Another ball handler. They had LaMarcus guard Sean, which was great. Now, you run Sean into a pick and roll, and basically he's a point guard when he's rolling. He's going to make the right play 99.9% of the time. So I just thought matchup-wise, Dot's size and his playmaking ability and all that other stuff, and then him being long and maybe not securing rebounds but tipping the ball out to us, offensively or defensively from time to time was huge. They were both big for us.
Last one for Ann.
You talked about the players' composure when they're down 20-25. This is the closest game you've had since you've been taking over the helm. How was your composure on the bench?
I felt I was pretty composed just from the standpoint, again, got a veteran team, and all those guys, when I looked in their eyes, I felt they believed. Our staff was terrific. We got a veteran staff and guys that were composed themselves, and we just kept talking, kept trying to find ways, kept trying to find matchups, rotations, to find any advantage at all to help us be able to creep back into the game. And so because of it, it made it easy for me to stay composed.
Great. Thank you for the Spurs. Ginobili will be in here probably
Thanks.
for us.